A psychologist is a professional who practices psychology and studies mental states, perceptual, cognitive, emotional, and social processes and behavior. Their work often involves the experimentation, observation, and interpretation of how individuals relate to each other and to their environments. This video is going to explain how you can become a psychologist in South Africa. Welcome to Brilliant Academic, the channel where we cover all things related to careers and academics. The journey to becoming a psychologist is not an easy one. It can take anything from 6 to 8 years just to fully qualify. What are the requirements to become a psychologist? An undergraduate bachelor's degree that majors in psychology or an equivalent, an honors degree in psychology, a master's degree, an approved internship, paid community service, a national examination of the Professional Board for Psychology, and registration with the Health Professions Council of South Africa. Looking at the undergraduate degree, it's a 3-year course. And if you were to look at the South African College for Applied Psychology, SACAP, as an example, here are the entry requirements for their Bachelor of Applied Social Science majoring in Psychology and Counseling degree. A National Senior Certificate, Bachelor's Pass, with a minimum of 45% in English or equivalent qualification, or a Senior Certificate with endorsement with a minimum of a standard grade pass in English or equivalent qualification, or an NQF Level 5 Certificate or equivalent qualification. The modules covered in this degree: the psychology modules, academic literacy, introduction to psychology, counseling modalities, diversity in the South African context, developmental psychology, statistics for the social sciences, community psychology, social psychology, theories of personality, psychopathology, applied research methodology, and a research project. The counseling modules: interpersonal communication skills, fundamentals of a helping relationship, ethics and counseling, counseling skills and process development, crisis and trauma counseling, self-esteem and motivation, group work skills, applied perceptives on psychosocial and mental health challenges in South Africa, neuropsychology, and work-integrated learning. The elective modules: addiction counseling, counseling in loss, family work and relationships, gender, sexuality and HIV counseling, sports psychology, and working with children and adolescents. Now let's look at the honors degree. This is a 1-year course. Looking at the University of the Witwatersrand as an example, here are the entry requirements for their Bachelor of Science with honors in the field of psychology degree: completion of an undergraduate degree with psychology as a major, good marks achieved at 3rd year psychology level. Please note that while the university rules do not allow acceptance of students into the program whose 3rd year average falls below 65%, attainment of a 65% average is often insufficient to be offered a place due to a high demand for places in the course. And the principle of racial equity. An alternative to doing an undergrad and then an honors is doing a Bachelor of Psychology degree, which is a 4-year program that's a combination of a 3-year undergrad and an honors degree. And now looking at the covered modules. Students are expected to complete 5 modules successfully in order to obtain the degree. This includes 1 compulsory module, Research Methods in Psychology, a compulsory research essay on an approved topic, and 3 elective modules chosen from the clusters of optimal modules on offer. It must be noted that in any given academic year, only certain modules and/or combinations of these modules may be available. An overview of the modules: a research essay, compulsory; research methods in psychology, also compulsory. And then you can choose 3 from the following: personality and psychopathology, qualitative research methods, community psychology, health psychology, psychological interventions, cognitive neuroscience, social psychology, intergroup relations, psychological assessment, development psychology, narratives of youth and identity, everyday life and social interaction, gender in psychology, psychoanalytical theory, and educational psychology in the South African context. If you're finding this video informative so far, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to subscribe. Now let's have a look at the master's degree. It's a 1 or 2 year program depending on the institution. Looking at the University of Cape Town as an example, here are the entry requirements for their Masters in Clinical Psychology program. All applicants must be in possession of an honours degree in psychology from a South African university with a recommended minimum of 70%, or an equivalent qualification recognized by the University of Cape Town and the Professional Board of Psychology. In the first year of this program, the student is required to do a research project and produce a minor dissertation on a clinically related topic, attend case conference presentations at the Child Guidance Clinic, and participate in community projects run under the CGC. The second year of this course involves intensive clinical training aimed at developing the core competencies defined by the Professional Board for Psychology. Clinical and related administrative skills, such as psychological assessment, diagnosis, case formation, report writing, therapeutic interventions, and case presentations are acquired through supervised practical experience. In addition, students receive theoretical input on various therapeutic models, which they use in their work with children, adolescents, and their families, as well as with adult individuals. Personal development in trainees is facilitated particularly in areas which have a bearing on professional skills. The student is expected to work consistently towards developing sound self-knowledge such that he or she is able to detect and compensate for response modes that may interfere with effective treatment of clients or cooperative teamwork with colleagues from various disciplines. On successful completion of the academic requirements, students have to complete a 1-year full-time internship at any hospital, clinic, or social work environment that's registered with the Professional Board, the HPCSA, as internship sites. After satisfactory completion of the internship, students are required to do 1 year of community service in designated posts that were established to provide services in under-resourced areas of South Africa. The salary is equivalent to that of an entry-level registered psychologist in government service, and relocation costs are covered. In order to register as a clinical psychologist after completing community service, trainees are required to pass the Professional Board for Psychology's national exam. The examinations are usually held in Pretoria, Polokwane, Johannesburg, Cape Town, Port Elizabeth, Durban, and Bloemfontein. They will be permitted to either write the examination prior to commencement of community service or during the completion of the 12-month community service, but this must be done prior to their registration for independent practice. Once you register, you can practice as a professional clinical psychologist within both the private and public sectors. Psychologists are expected to develop a higher degree of professional competence after qualifying, and it is essential that graduates undertake continuing education in some field or fields of clinical specialization and seek out supervision for their work after completing this basic training. Click here to find out how you can become a medical doctor. That's it, you guys. Thanks for watching. Do check out my other videos. And as always, mischief managed.